right, so this is a question we get often from our clients is what are some offers that bring in new dental patients? We typically receive this after we get SEO stood up, after we get local search ads and PPC stood up, and they're looking for like, okay, what's the next way for us to generate patients and not significantly increase our PPC budget or local search ads budget. And so these are the ones we typically like to implement. So I've just put in the best, and the best really is dependent on your business and your specific market. So these are not prioritized by any means or manner. But the best ones that we found to drive new patients, to drive the best kinds of patients too, because sometimes you can generate a free cleaning or you can generate a new patient for one initial visit and then they'll never return. So like our goal is to one, reduce the cost of that new patient, but then ensure that that LTV, the lifetime value of that patient, is multiple years, multiple cleanings, multiple visits, and you build that lasting relationship where they never lift and shift to another competitor. The only reason they would ever leave you is unforeseen circumstances, they have to move, or their insurance changes. And that's something we can also talk about down the road. So the first one, free teeth cleaning. And this one is great. It brings in a lot of patients. It is a little bit risky. So when you have them there, you need to also have a target percentage of you expect X amount of them to come back and book their next appointment. And we always push that you book that appointment before they leave. So you prep them with the hygienist, and then when they go to the front office, they are then already prepared to schedule their next appointment. And you will track these separately because you may see a increase in no-show, which you can resolve with a no-show penalty fee, but also an increase in basically rescheduled rates. So it all comes down to having that relationship with that individual, and you can kind of get a feel for it too during the visit. Same thing with your hygienists. But really like this one, it generates a lot of volume. Just the main concern is sometimes some markets are not ideal for this strategy. Next one's eye grabbing gift. This one's really exciting. So taking this beyond just a free toothbrush that costs you 50 cents, they see it in the store for maybe $3. Step it up. Like, what are some fantastic electronic toothbrushes that you can offer? What are some really cool gift card bundles to local businesses? Also, like, local businesses get really excited for this, and you can do some small bundles where you give the restaurant maybe like $10, they give you a card for 25. There's a lot of ways we can kind of work through this, and we have some really good templates that you can use for one, sending emails to these businesses, but then also just really good talking scripts. So whenever you send in your office staff or yourself, you have a way to approach that without wasting anyone's time. The next one is really dependent on your offering. So Invisalign or clear aligner discount. This one's really is getting more and more popular as this gets more popular just in itself, but then also just the increase in cost from orthodontics and looking at this is a good solution for people that may be cost conscious or not really need that robust orthodontist procedure. And the next one's free second opinions. This one seems pretty obvious, but the only way for people to know it exists is if you market it. So people get they get a recommendation, prescription of like what they should do, whether it's capping or minor surgery or periodontist surgery, just anything that either requires a significant cost or like rehab, and I say rehab in quotes, any kind of recovery. And if you offer this as a free second opinion, it's a good opportunity for you to then build rapport, build a relationship with that individual. You may not the whole goal is not to undercut the initial prescription in cost. It is to add additional value to then win that client over to perform that procedure, but then also to have them for future procedures. So it's a really beneficial and opportunity. It's more of like you sit it and forget it, and it'll just constantly a couple patients may come through in a quarter that are seeking that type of care, and you can really tailor in what you're looking for. And it's more of just like whenever something happens, you can be ready to capture that. And it's a really good way to generate new prospects. It's a small volume, and it's not really something we can build a plan around. It's more of just you sit it, forget it, and it will trickle in new patients over time. And then what I really like to do is take all the ones we talked about above and then just associate it with the holiday. So it's like great example. If you ever watch Animal House, it's like every guy's up for a toga party. It's like you have a party, toga party. Anything happens, party, have a party. And the ones above really work, and even the ones below really work when you associate it with a holiday. So Christmas, Valentine's Day, back to school exams, out for summer exams, just fun things you can do to then also associate to like real life circumstances. And then moving on, we have some family packages. This one's pretty self-explanatory. It's a huge pain for parents to schedule, coordinate teeth cleanings for themselves and their kids. So if you're able to tackle that, and sometimes it's a little bit different, like with younger kids, but if you can have them have that scheduling where you can see 3, 4, 5 individuals at a time, without having parents have to take their kids out of school, take off work, make that visit, do it multiple times a month because they have different multiple kids and themselves. If you just make it a little easier for them, that's a big win for these families, and sometimes they'll even pay a premium for that service. And very similar, like flexible family appointments, just allowing like book back-to-back cleanings. So these go back or hand in hand. And then same day appointment guarantee. This one's awesome. It's hard to offer, but you will always have cancellations. So having those cancellations and marketing them is a really interesting way to basically take a day that you had 3 or 4 cancellations and turn it into a day that is fully booked. And then the next is discounted or free patient exam. Pretty self-explanatory. Granted, again, it's sometimes depending on your market, it could generate not ideal patients. So it's definitely when you do run it, test it, capture, collect data to then look back on 3, 6, 9 months later. Smile makeover consultation, same thing. It's kind of like Invisalign. It's a fantastic way to add these like higher offer solutions for people that are looking for specific procedures. And then another one, weekend or evening specials. This is great for, again, people that have a very busy work week. This isn't always with like blue collar. It also kind of aligns with white collar workers. Is that they can't take off during the day. They're looking for that weekend care, looking for that evening care, things that are after 5 p.m. on the evenings and then anytime during the weekend. And then we've run them before and they have not been effective are social media exclusive offers. So it's like asking for engagement, giving incentives based off engagement. You get a lot of engagement farming. Not ideal customers come from this. It generates a lot of buzz on social media, which is great, but it doesn't have a lot of flow through for generating quality patients over time. And charity tie-in offers. It sounds good at the start. What we haven't seen it help with is the patient sometimes doesn't have that association with the charity, so then they feel a little guilty for not donating, or they feel like they're being pushed to donate because it's a charity. They feel obligated to help. So these sometimes kind of create this like rift between the patient and the dental practice. So we always try to avoid them when possible. And you can always if you're like really passionate about your own charity, about a friend's charity or a local charity, then you can have those banners or postcards or whatever, brochures in your office and at the main desk. Just don't make it like an offer to donate to the charity to get X discount off. But it's always open for testing. We just kind of have seen this like a reduction in reviews after you have that charity tie-in offer. Even if you say, I'll give you $20 off your cleaning if you donate $20 to the charity, we've seen a significant drop off in reviews from new patients from that offer. And then loyalty programs always seem great. super hard to kind of pull together. What we've seen more impact from is the gift card program above, is just using the gift cards from local businesses as an incentive to generate a new patient. So cool. So that kind of wraps up the main offers that we like to run, the ones we try to stay away from. Always willing to kind of continue to retest. And if we'd ever do work together, we can share more data on some of those experiments from the past. And so 3 simple rules whenever you run these is you always have a new patient offer running. So you're always testing a new offer. And this is outside of just the PPC campaign, the SEO campaign, the local search ads, and these will kind of be put on top of these, but you always have an offer running. You're always testing a new offer. And then you want to cycle out offers to reduce fatigue. So one simple way is the next one is just appending a new current event. So you have a New Year's offer, moves into a Valentine's Day offer, moves into a spring break offer. And sometimes the offer will remain the same. You just change the holiday. So it still seems like a brand new offer because now you're appealing to a new audience with different messaging, different colors, things like that. And then sometimes you can even move to a different type. So it's like the Valentine's Day, you can move to spring break. Spring break would be beneficial for like teeth whitening. It may be advantageous for parents taking their younger kids to the dental office. So there's a lot of different angles there, and that's a great opportunity to kind of spin up 2 different offers that you can kind of run simultaneously. But if you're not sure where to start, we're happy to help. Just go to travisfordentist.com, get started, dash started. We're happy to talk through any kind of new patient generation strategies. We run SEO, PPC, local search ads. We also run Meta, including Facebook and Instagram ads, and we even do print on demand and brochure advertising. So if you ever get stuck looking for other opportunities to drive demand to your dental practice, we even work with multiple locations. Happy to kind of discuss, look at our client Rolodex to make sure that we have that local area open, that you are where you are. But happy to work with you and discuss any kind of future endeavors. All right, cheers.